Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? Welcome to the Week 9 edition of the Dolphins Dive Bar. I'm your host, Tony Two Times, aka Chicky, aka Sad Boy again. Just, man, Dolphins played phenomenal football, especially offensively for a good part of that game. But, you play as perfect as you can possibly play. A couple little mistakes here and there, but at the end of the day, just another heartbreaking, gut-wrenching loss for Miami, losing to the Buffalo Bills by a final score of 30-27. Miami falls to 2-6 in the 8 games that they've played this season. And man, they had a chance, but 61-yarder on walk-off fashion by a guy that missed an extra point and then dinked it. Of course, he makes it, right? So to drown our sorrows today, just gonna do this. We're just gonna do a coconut water and rum. Obviously, I got my favorite Dominican rum here. What I've just flicked away was like sediment because in here I got some ice and some fresh coconut water. Oh man, straight fresh, so good. Right here, I'm just gonna add a little bit of lime juice. And some rum. I'm only adding like ounce and a half. I say like 2 ounces today. I mean, I'm freaking a borderline alcoholic with this stuff anyway. I need like 5 to 7 ounces just to feel anything, especially after watching that team play. That's good. So once again, Miami loses 27-30, 61-yard walk-off field goal. Well, not necessarily walk-off. Last week was a walk-off. There was 5 seconds left when he makes it. So Miami does that one desperation kind of lateral play. Just nothing going to it, gets blown up, and they wind up losing the game. And Tua just can't beat Buffalo. Josh Allen can't beat that team. And like the thing that gets you is, for the most part, they played a very good football game on offense. Like Chris Greer, when he was laughing at the beginning of the season, they're worried about the O-line. Like, I get what he means by that. Took him like 5 weeks, don't get me wrong. Took him like 4 to 5 weeks to actually get it right. But this O-line has been just balling out of control. Like, they open up such wide lanes for Dolphin runners to run through. I mean, you got to open up big lanes just so that freaking helmet can fit through the hole, right? And they're making it happen. They're protecting the quarterback. Tua only gets sacked like one time. I think it was like 7 pressures maybe, but they really weren't sending crazy blitzes at him, which I thought that they would have just to get him off his timing. But that offense, man, that offensive line, like I said, they just opened up the holes, let the guys run through, pass protected. Tua's getting rid of the ball quick, but going through progressions. I mean, you could see him go through 2-3 progressions on a play. And it was just beautiful because, like, this is one of those games that, like, you can see the vision for what they want the team to be. Now that McDaniel's kind of, like, figured out, oh, hey, we can run it, and especially we can run it up the middle. I mean, they were just gash them on the ground and just take what the secondary gives you. And sure, it's a lot of dink and dunk passes, and, the guys aren't getting that, the best stats because they can't really go over the top. But it works. It's working. And so, like, for instance, like Tua, when I say almost had a perfect game, I mean, it was damn near perfect, right? The kid goes 25 for 28. And there's 3 incomplete passes, and, like, one of them is like a throwaway for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? Devon A. Chan with the running, I mean, 12 for 63 and a touchdown. His longest run was 12. Doesn't look like much, but, I mean, he was gashing, he was finding holes, and he was making guys miss. He was being elusive and getting hard yards, Jalen Wright, 6 carries for 18 yards. Raheem Mostert, 10 for 56. Unfortunately, he had the fumble, right? And we'll talk about that later. But like I was saying with the skill players, the position guys, it's like take what the secondary is giving you. Tyreek Hill, 4 catches for 80 yards. All right, his season's been very pedestrian. I get it. He's not getting a lot of catches, not like getting a lot of touchdowns. Tua missed them though on a potential touchdown for sure. He just put a little too much air under. It was too soft. He would have let him through down like that left sideline. It could have, it easily would have been a touchdown because he finally got his deep look. But that's neither here nor there. What's his face? um, Jalen Waddle, dude. Jalen Waddle gets 2 catches, 1 touchdown, right? But listen, 2 catches for -4 yards. He didn't get his first catch until the final drive of the game, right? And then he gets the touchdown in there as well. Well, I guess the second to last drive of the game for Miami, their last scoring drive, because they did get that 5-second drive, right? But that's why he had -4 yards, because on that last play with that lateral, when he's trying to like run back, they count those yards for him, so he finishes in the negative after getting taken down. Devon Achane gets 8 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. He gets a touchdown like on a screen or whatever. I mean, dude, Devon Achane was the man today. Like for Miami, he was the most important piece on the offense. The kid was 12 runs and 8 catches. You put the ball in his hands 20 times this game. And the Odell Beckham show. I mean, listen, this is what we've been missing, right? And this is the wrinkle that we've been missing with his 3 catches for 15 yards today. I mean, I guess it's just like confidence throws or whatever, but I just don't see what he does, what he really brings to this offense, how he makes them better. I mean, I don't know. I really just don't see it. Like, you could be giving Malik Washington or anybody else those reps, see what you get out of them, out of the youth on this team. So, just talking from an offensive standpoint, like, I liked how they played the game. I like, like their first drive. I mean, of course, Tua, a few days after his comment about, it's a lot harder catching snaps in the shotgun than it is, eating chips on the couch or whatever, watching the game, throwing shots at the fans. I mean, on the very first drive, he bobbles a snap, gets a fumble. And it's like, dude, thankfully he recovered it. But, that first drive, I mean, it was like one of the only really kind of bad drives that the team had in the game. From a standpoint of, bobbling the snap, getting sacked on like the next play, and then having like a crappy punt that bounces and Buffalo is able to run back like a nice little chunk of yards. But later, like second drive, like Raheem Mostert, I mean, he had a beautiful catch and run on 3rd and long. And on top of it, they got like this little wonky roughing penalty. Kind of looked non-existent to me, but gave him an extra 15 yards. Dolphins are moving the ball. And, and then they have to settle for a field goal. They tied it up at that point, right? And then that third drive for them, they get Odell Beckham involved again. He gets like his second catch. And Achane finishes up the drive with like a nice 14-yard run for the touchdown. They had such a good game plan of like keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands, right? Like that drive, they go 10 plays, 97 yards in like over 5 minutes, right? Like a big theme of the game for them was like long, sustained drives, which is really nice to see because it keeps your defense off the field, tries to keep them fresh, even though that didn't matter, right? Especially in the second half. But it keeps the ball out of Josh Allen's hands and it lets you dictate. You're dictating the pace of the game. And, you're doing it mostly with the run. And then when the pass opens up, it's like right there, like 2 seconds, back, boom, yards. Because a lot of those first initial catches, literally like just 5, 4, 6 yard little hooks and boom, ball's right there. Tyreek sitting in the zone. Like, I love when he's doing that. Like, he's just running up into the seam, gets up into the seam. He sees that the defenders are over the top and going to be playing them deep. So just slow down, stop, and turn around. Get the ball right there and get the yards, right? So right before halftime, I love it. Like, I thought that the referees had, like, the under for points scored in the first half that game because they called, like, that final drive. It took away a touchdown from Buffalo. there was like 2 penalties back to back on that drive that were just not penalties. There was like phantom holding calls and all that. Rob's Josh Allen of a touchdown, which is beautiful. They have to kick a field goal, like he felt like kind of good, because they came to play, they showed up, and they go into the halftime leading 10-6, and you got to lead versus the Bills, right, for a whole 15 minutes. Now, to start the second half, this is where the game, obviously fell apart for Miami because it was just a freaking score fest, right? Because Miami starts the half with the ball. They get nice couple of plays, good runs, and then Mostert fumbles. Turns it over. This is becoming a thing with him. It seems, these untimely fumbles, just not being able to hold on to the ball. Guys come around and just punch it out. And Miami loses possessions and they give up points because of it. Buffalo drives, they score a touchdown on a 4th and goal. Funky ass play too. Allen trying to buy time, doing all that, and then he finds Mac Hollins open in the back of the end zone. And then on top of it, Buffalo misses the extra point. And then right there, I get this whole little jolt of confidence, right? Oh shit, listen, they missed the extra point. Miami's going to win this game by 1. Check it out. It's going to be last week, right? Except we're going to be on the winning end. This is a good omen, right? Yeah. So then that next drive, that's when Tyreek has that 27-yard catch, which could have been a touchdown if Tua would have let him. But, what is it? But yeah, so instead of getting the 7, Miami has to settle for a field goal. But they get, they take back the lead. They're up 13-12 at that point. And then the wheels start to fall off a little bit more for Miami, that defense, bro. They had a 64-yard touchdown for Buffalo. Just full of broken tackles. Defenders had bad angles and couldn't make tackles, and dude just slips through 64 yards to the house. And on top of that, they go for 2 and they make it, right? So then they're up, what would that be? 20-13. Miami's next offensive possession, though, Wright gets a nice 7-yard run. Tyreek Hill was open. Odell Beckham Jr. had a nice catch and run. Almost got, it was originally ruled a fumble, but then they looked back. They're like, oh, shit, here we go again, right? We're losing the ball. Can't hold on to it. But no, they go back and, his knee, his shin, everything was, down for, a good 2 seconds before they wind up ripping the ball from his hand and, trying to play, oh, no, we got it. But no, you didn't have it. So, it was a decent drive, and then it ends with, Devon Achane getting an 8-yard touchdown. But this time you're thinking, dude, the defense has to tighten up. We just tied the game. Get us the ball back. Let us go down there. Let us win the damn thing. Give us a chance, right? But, they got that dude Shakir, man. He's catching passes. He broke so many tackles on, one play. They friggin'... I think the referee called, or not the referee, the announcer, I don't know, it was Kevin Harlan or something. They're calling the guy slippery, because he's just one of those dudes Miami just can't tackle. At the end of that drive, though, Buffalo scoring, they're getting in the red zone. Man, it was 3rd down, and there was just fucking, who was this dude? Neal? He had an egregious fucking holding penalty. He just would not let go of the guy. He was just fucking trying to mug him in the end zone. And that was just an easy flag that gives him 1st down. And then, Allen throws a touchdown. He threw the funkiest touchdown. He's evading the pressure, getting outside, and then just gets hit. And literally as he's hit, or right before he's hit, he just kind of floats this ball. It kind of looks like he just pushed it. And it's sideways, so the ball's tumbling sideways through the air, and it's right into the fucking receiver's hand. Just floats it in there. Guy catches it, gets a touchdown. It's dude, what do you got to do to stop this guy, right? Because they played a decent contain on him. They had great pursuit. Even on he had a design run. He was trying to get to the outside. They didn't allow it. Like I said, they had great pursuit. They had spies on him. They did contain. They were not going to allow his legs to really beat them. But he really did it with his arm today. Second to last drive for Miami. Waddle gets his first catch of the game. A huge catch on 3rd down that helps Miami out. It's 3rd and 11, he gets 13 yards, right? And then the very next play, he gets leg whipped. And it's like, oh crap! And the way it was funny, it was not funny, but it was apparently like the spike came up and hit him in like the back of the calf, right? But when he fell, like he was holding like right under his knee, he was holding like his tib fib area. And you're like, oh shit, what happened? Please don't tell me you broke it. But then like you watch the thing, the replay, and you're like, all right, he got hit in the back. Hope he didn't snap an Achilles or nothing, but no, I guess they went because he was down for a while. When they went to the side, they pulled his sock down, it was blood. So the training crew just got that taken care of real quick, and then like he was out there like later that drive, right? And Tua, I mean, and it was funny. You know who leg whipped him? Damar Hamlin. Like Damar Hamlin freaking put Tua on the couch for a month. And then he's over here leg whipping my damn second star receiver. This dude's trying to take out all of our playmakers, man. Like, take it easy. Great extension of the play by Tua, and he's able to find Waddle in the back of the end zone for his, I don't know, first or second touchdown catch of the season. Miami gets the extra point, like, to make it 27-27. But that drive, there was like 6 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock when that drive started. And what I really wanted to see, what we all really wanted to see, was Miami just like, you have to use every second of that clock that you can, bro. Because, like, hey, I want to see you score with, like, double zeros on the damn clock, and you go for two, have the balls to go down there and win it. That didn't happen. Instead, it was one play, like, A-Chain, he gets out of bounds when he should have just, like, stayed in, because you got to get Buffalo calling those timeouts, I guess, a little earlier. But yeah, I mean, they scored a touchdown, they kicked the extra point to tie 27, but like that feeling in the pit of your stomach, I mean, at least I know I had it in my stomach, was like, dude, you just left Josh Allen with 1:38 on the clock. Like, you don't think they're going to get in the field goal range and score? I mean, that last drive for Buffalo, that's when they needed those stops. And it started so good. Like, Chop Robinson gets his first NFL sack of his career, right? On first down. And then on second down, what's the kid's name? Deshaun Hand gets a hand up, bats the ball down. I like that guy. He, it's freaking like third and long, right? And then very next play, it's like defense. Defense, like, they just, penalties. They finally find a way to get undisciplined when it matters the most, right? Like Chop, excited, coming off his sack. I mean, he got fucking duped on that hard count. I mean, Allen just and hits him with the hard count. Chop jumps over the line. Easy call. So like 3rd and 14 turns to 3rd and 9, right? And then like the most egregious play, that fucking third down. Jordan Poyer still helping the Buffalo Bills win games. I mean, he gets called for helmet to helmet. I don't know, hitting defenseless receiver, helmet to helmet. All I know is the crown of his freaking point of his helmet, the crown, goes right into old buddy's chin, or into his helmet. Easy 15 yards, gives Buffalo new life. And it was like the start of the end, or not even the start of the end. That was just like over the tipping point of the end, Like the defense is holding good, but then like the penalties kill them, right? They're able to get down there. Mike McDaniel, he doesn't even use like a timeout to try to ice the guy, just keep him cold and on the field, where he's not like on the net and kicking or nothing. He just, they let the time wind down, the play clock winds down, and then the dude just he just sinks a 61-yard field goal like that. God, that made me so damn mad, dude. Like, 61 yards to pretty much walk it off, right? So 2 weeks in a row, this happens to Miami. And it's like, that defense, man, they deserve their flowers in the first half because he only allowed 6 points. But then when McDermott and his coaches get in there and they make the changes, the adjustments for the second half, Miami couldn't stop them. Like, dude, Buffalo had 4 drives in the second half. 4 drives. That's it. Only had the ball 4 times, and they get touchdown, 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 field goal. They score on every freaking possession. Like, defense got to tighten up. I mean, dude, and it's not like they, like I said, they only allowed 6 points in the first half. Like they actually played well. They got their first interception in like a month, it seems, when they got lucky because it would have been a scoring play. Old buddy was, I don't remember his name, Collins maybe. Old buddy was wide open pretty much on the slant. Jalen Ramsey gets beat. Allen puts it right in his chest, but it bounces off of him and deflects in the air. Like the two, and Jalen Ramsey's able to come down with it. They were getting pressure on Josh Allen. They weren't really bringing that they were bringing the blitz. At times Weaver was sending it, but I mean the four up front were getting there, and look, like that defense played a solid game, and they were missing like so many starters because it's like there was still no Zach Sealer. He's still out with the eye. Cater Kohu's still out, and Javon Holland's out. Those are like three of the biggest names on that defense that's like coming into the season healthy, So with all that going for you, you're still holding the 6 points in the first half, but then they get 24 on you in the second, right? But still, it's just frustrating to lose to Buffalo because it's like now, I mean, like this team, the way that this team played, I know there's no moral victories, whatever, but like the way that this team played today was like, that team can go toe to toe with anybody, and that's what like kills me is that they're just so bad, like with the underachieving and just unable to find ways to win. But it's like this team could easily go on a run and win like 7 of the next 9 games. And like the way that they're playing today, that team could probably go on a nice run and get 7 maybe out of the next 9. And, you get 9 wins on the year, maybe sneak out another, maybe you get 10. I don't know if that gets you a playoff spot. Who knows, But if it doesn't, I mean, it just gets you right in the middle of the draft, right? And these guys got some holes they're going to have to fill. And listen, the trade deadline is Tuesday, right? So now let's see what they're going to do. Like, do you go to a guy like Calais Campbell and say, hey, man, listen, I appreciate you. You played your ass off for us. I know you came here to try to get a championship. It's just not in the cards for us this year. Do you want us to trade you to a contender? And then you get like a freaking 6th or 7th round pick for the guy, right? Or you go to Raheem Mostert and, because, look, this is the oldest roster in the league, right? The youth revolution is coming. So even though he scored 21 touchdowns last year, you don't want to trade the guy. But if you want to give him a chance to go somewhere to a team that can compete as well, maybe say, hey, Mostert, like, do you want to go somewhere? And then you can get Jalen Wright and some of these guys more development, more playing time. Because listen, with the youth revolution, it's going to have to happen. And the best way to develop players is in-game reps, right? So it's like almost like cut your losses in a way, but just see what you have out of these young guys. So I don't know what they're going to do with the deadline. I know they're not going to be buyers, and I don't know if they should be sellers. So we're going to finish this bad boy and finish the video. But what's next for the Dolphins? No game next Sunday because they'll be traveling to LA for Monday Night Football to play the Rams. MNF, baby. And the Rams are coming off a freaking crazy overtime win today. Dude got like a one-handed catch, beating Seattle in overtime. So they're going to be coming into this one rah. And let's just see how Miami can build off of this build off of this game and maybe put it into winning. Because like I said, man, like they played a damn near perfect game against Buffalo and it just wasn't enough. Like literally you gave them your best freaking shot and your best wasn't enough because it's pretty much never enough against Buffalo. They still own us. Still hate them. It's always Brian Cox. It's always fuck the Bills. But, I mean, they're our daddy, and what are you going to do? That team owns us. And, hey, as we always say in Dolphin fandom, there's always next year, right? Well, anyway, this has been the Dolphins Dive Bar. And I'm 2 times. And, hey, thank you for stopping by. So